this is Oleg or Amie or both. All
Hello,
right.
this is Oleg Volk.
Hello, Oleg. What's going on, man?
Well, calling in as planned.
That's good to hear, man. First and foremost, I want to thank you for being on the show this evening on such notice. Truly appreciate it, man.
Oh, happy to join in. Who else is on with us?
We should be having Amy on momentarily. Um,
She should be joining us momentarily.
yes. So while we wait for Amy, I'll go ahead and chat with you first. For what Red has told me about you, you are a photographer. Um,
Among other things.
so all right. We'll start with the photographer side of things first. What made you decide to be a photographer?
Well, I learned how to use a camera from my father when I was about 7, and I always thought that I would grow up to be an illustrator. As I got towards high school and college, I realized that I was happier doing photos than doing illustrations by hand. And photography to me is a way to distill what I like about the world out of the whole picture so that I can take everything around me and show usually what I like about it. Sometimes what I don't like. But usually it's a way to distill the nicer aspects of the world for others to see.
That's cool. And we are now joined with Amy, a lawyer.
Yeah, hi.
How's it going, Amy?
It's going okay. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. As I told Oleg just moments ago, thank you for being on the show on such notice. Truly appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. This should be fun.
Definitely it is for sure. So Amy, you are a lawyer and you are a author. I want to start with the
Yeah.
I want to start with the lawyer side of things first, because
Okay.
I've never interviewed a lawyer before, and I'm very curious of what's the mindset of a lawyer going through cases and things like that. Um, what got you into becoming a lawyer?
On that one, I blame my dad. I grew up just very logical. I like to debate. So my dad and I would have fairly logical debates when I was about 5. So I've been told since about then that I should be a lawyer. That's how that got started. So it's very much I want to be able to structure arguments and see things different ways, try to figure out sides of the problem from all these different angles, and it went from there.
You brought up an interesting point. It definitely takes some debating skills to be a very good lawyer, helping your clients out, pleading their case and things like that. I never really thought of the whole debate thing, but I guess that is what that is when you're on trial, talking to the judge and everything. So the debate thing, definitely a good point. Um, Oleg is also with us. Um, what are some other things that you do other than being a photographer?
I'm a creative director. I come up with advertising campaigns both for commercial advertising and for promoting Second Amendment and other civil liberties. And I am a writer, mostly write editorial and sometimes uh, articles that are designed to convince and to energize. Uh, I'm not all that successful of a fiction writer. I've done a little bit of it, but that's mainly Amy's domain.
Y'all are some of the most versatile people that I've ever talked to. And Red McCord is right. She has a lot of versatile friends around here, a lot of people to work with. So, uh, sh- again, Red McCord, if you happen to listen to this, probably after, once it's posted on YouTube, I salute you, Red. Thank you. Thank you. Um, So, what are some of your favorite moments of 2015? I'll start with Amie first.
Oh man, off the top of my head, some of my best moments are, very casual things like my friends coming to visit. For me, this is fairly new. I just barely became an author, and so one of my best moments of this year was the first time I hit publish on Amazon, which was in October. So that was a pretty big moment. I'd say if I had to pick one out of all of 2015, that would probably be it.
Congratulations to you on that, Amie. That is awesome. I love to
Thank you.
go. I love to purchase some stuff on Amazon. So I'm definitely gonna look into purchasing your stuff. So most definitely. Um,
Oh, all right.
Oleg, same question to you. What is your biggest moment in 2015?
I really don't know because I have so many interesting events happening all the time that I could probably point to happiest event of the week, but I doubt that I could pick out of dozens or hundreds of really good things that have happened over the year and point to one as particularly special. I seem to have something wonderful happening more or less daily.
Nope. Okay, that's fine. You have so much on your plate. It's harder to pick out one. So that's
It leads
understandable.
to a somewhat distorted perception of time because anything that happened over a couple of weeks ago comes across mentally as a long time ago.
Hmm. All right. So as we get near the end of 2015 and we approach 2016, what are you looking forward to doing? What is one any project, anything particular? What are y'all looking forward to doing in 2016?
Oleg, you want to go first?
Sure. Well, same as this year. More travel, more time with friends, more influence in politics and current events, and uh, really, again, my schedule work-wise seems to be committed almost through May at this point. So uh, I suspect that by the time SHOT Show ends in middle of January, I will be committed all the way till fall. And this year, for example, I hope to learn to fly serious drones. I would like to learn to operate night vision and thermal equipment more efficiently, and uh, learn more about making video, especially in slow motion. Lots and lots of technical skills that I'd like to learn and get better at. But also I have friends and relatives in Germany, so I'm hoping to make progress in learning German. We'll see how well that goes. The limitation always seems to be only 24 hours in a day.
All right, Amy, same question. What are you looking forward to in 2016?
Oh man. Well, part of what I'm looking forward to is getting more involved with Oleg's side of stuff. He dabbles in law a lot with his advertisements and his political posters. So I'd like to get a little bit more versed in that area of law because it's not exactly my area of expertise like it is his. And also, mostly just keep doing what I'm doing. Just try to expand my career as an author. Move forward in my career as a lawyer. 2016, I guess the biggest thing where I'm saying, okay, well, this is something different is um, publishing my first book in print. Right now, everything I have is ebooks. There's short stories and novellas on Amazon, so my first actual full-length novel that will be in print is going to be in 2016, hopefully, if all goes according to plan.
Definitely keep an eye on that for sure. not just for your work, Amie, but for Oleg's work as well. I'm very intrigued of the uh, the work that y'all do. So it's definitely gonna be a lot of fun looking into y'all work moving forward for sure. Um, for you, Amie, I've always felt that being a lawyer is definitely one of the most stressful jobs for anyone, male or female. Has there ever been a trial that you've been through that has caused you the most stressful, or do you just try to be composure regardless of what the trial is or what the case is?
I am not. I am not a trial attorney. So I have been in trials when I was an intern. So during law school, during your summers, you do internships or clerkships. And I was an intern in a prosecutor's office my second summer in law school, and I actually did get to do some trials in traffic court. So there was one time where, so I was like, oh yeah, I know what I'm talking about, and I'm an expert at the rules of evidence, and I'm, young, eager beaver. We had a guy who was fighting a ticket in traffic court, and every single time he would do something that was against the rules of evidence, I was popping out of my chair saying, I object. About the fifth time I did this, the judge yelled at me. Stop objecting. He's defending himself. Let him talk. And I sat my ass back down. After the guy was done and everything, it's like, okay, you're guilty. The cop said his piece. You said your piece. We believe the cop. Just pay the ticket. After he left, the judge apologized for yelling at me and said that she was, she's sorry she's so snappish. She was hungry. But I definitely learned a valuable lesson. Do not annoy the judge.
Most definitely.
But yeah, so my every day as a lawyer, I am not a trial attorney. You're right, it is extremely stressful, and trying to do two careers like this, I do not have the time to be a trial attorney.
And you're loud and clear. I mean, I give kudos to people like you for having to go through that. Because people want to, the saying, innocent, guilty to proven innocent. I guess that's the perception with a lot of people. But and it definitely takes a lot of countless hours looking into details of with your clients and everything. And it's not easy, And if if the lawyer is composed, then it's definitely gonna help the client, because it's y'all going into there together. It's not, the clients are not going there alone. So that's definitely encouraging for sure. For you, Oleg, we mentioned the photographer's work a little bit earlier. When it comes to photo shoots, and this is a question I tend to ask photographers, mostly female, but for you, from a male standpoint, when you do photo shoots, do you prefer indoors or do you prefer outdoors doing photo shoots?
I don't have a strong preference, because indoors the advantage is controlled climate and rather more controlled lighting. Outdoors, more options on backgrounds. Sometimes the lighting outdoors cannot be easily reproduced indoors, so each has its uses. It's like asking if I prefer cars or telephones. They're used for different purposes.
That's cool. I guess if I was a photographer myself, I'd definitely go the route that you're going. So that's all the detail orientated control, like nothing's in the way, like the weather and things like that. So I definitely see.
Sometimes
Yeah.
You have to make indoors look like outdoors, for example, by using props or by adding backgrounds later. And sometimes you bring out enough lights to outdoors to turn the outdoors into your studio. So there is a little bit of an overlap there. In personal work, I can play around more. In commercial work, I have to produce results relatively quickly, and especially if a lot of people are waiting on me, I need to make sure that I have repeatable lighting and that is controlled by me. And so I will bring out as much equipment as necessary. On a recent shoot in Texas, we had generators brought on location, big studio lights, and pretty much overpowered the sunlight, which is typical for movie making, but relatively uncommon for photography. But that way we're able to produce lots of results quickly.
So, do you two have any influences? It doesn't necessarily have to be on the work that y'all two currently do, but any influences that inspire y'all to do the work that y'all do?
Oleg, you want to go first?
Lots of influences. Yeah, lots of influences. Artists, writers, engineers. Many of my influences are people who are industrial designers as opposed to artists. But also, much of the motivation for doing things comes not from the positive influences, but from problems. For example, how to solve a technical problem or how to defeat a social problem. And that's where much of the motivation comes. I probably would not have had nearly as much interest in either visual communication or weapons if it wasn't for some of my least favorite politicians trying to make other people's lives less pleasant and useful. And Amy?
For me, I would have to say the desire to write, besides just enjoying it and making up stories, comes from, I'd say, the same part of me that wanted to be a lawyer. And that's kind of similar to what Oleg was saying, where there's so many people who are doing things in fiction and in law that I disagree with, that I wanted to be in a position to kind of counter that. So a lot of it really is that same drive to go against what I disagree with, as opposed to, I want to follow in the footsteps of other people that inspire me, which I do. And like there's, different authors and everything that I love and that I try to emulate, but a lot of it really is that I want to counter what I've been seeing.
So as we get near the end of the interview, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media links, like fan pages, Twitter, Instagram, for people that wants to learn more of your works. Oleg, you go first.
Well, in my case, anybody who wants to keep track of what I do is welcome to subscribe to olegvolk.net/blog. That's my daily updated website, and usually has writings and imagery. Also, I wanted to make a call out for Red McCord, the person who connected me to this interview and who is one of my most popular models. One of her images is in my top 5 most popular photos or posters ever made. Other than that, at this point, my work is represented all over the internet because I'm very easy about letting other people use my images. So you've probably seen it already, at least a few times. It shows up on quite a few websites besides my own.
All right.
Amy?
Okay, mine is, I have a blog on WordPress. It is, because I'm a law dork, it's Amicus Curie, which is because an amicus curiae brief is a friend of the court. So it's a little bit different spelling because my name is A-M-I-E. So instead of an A-M-I-C-U-S Curie, it's A-M-I-E-C-U-S Curie. So I'm amicuscurie.wordpress.com. I'm also on Amazon. It's, again, AMIE Gibbons, just on Amazon there under my name as an author. I have a Facebook page, which is author Amie Gibbions, and then I have a Twitter, which is also Amie Curie.
Well, Amie and Oleg, it was very nice chatting with you both. Thank you both for your time, and again, thank you for being on such notice. Continued success to you both, and
Thank you for having us on the show.
truly appreciate it. You two have a great weekend, and have happy holidays, and have a happy new year.
You too. Thank you so much for having us.
You are absolutely welcome. Y'all both have a